Hey guys, it's Brandon. In today's video, I'm going to be covering the top 5 things that I wish I knew at the age of 20. And if I had known these things, I would have made much less mistakes in my life. I would have had way less heartbreak, and overall, I probably would be way more developed than I am now. But I think that these lessons have kind of been able to help shape me into the man that I am today. Nevertheless, I would have much rather not experience them, but I hope that through this video, it's going to be one of those real videos where you guys will be able to understand my thoughts and my experiences, and hopefully you won't have to experience and endure the same kind of stuff that I went through. So, to begin with, my first thing is that one of the hardest lessons I ever really had to learn in my life is that the person that you fall in love with and the person that falls in love with you is not necessarily going to be the best person for you to spend the rest of your life with. And in some cases can even be the worst person to ever spend the rest of your life with. Now, it's really, really tough and it takes a real adult, a real man, to actually figure that out for himself and decide, if I project the 12 months that I've spent with this person and I try to see where this is going to go 3, 4, 5 years from now, what does that look like? And understand, is that where I want my life to go? Is that the type of future that I want for myself? Like, at the end of the day, you only get one life. You only get one chance at this thing. And you really need to figure that out for yourself. You need to figure out, is this person creating you? Like, is she shaping you into the man that you want to be? Is she challenging you mentally, physically, emotionally? Is she, helping you build that 2.0 version of yourself, or is she kind of keeping you in a box just for herself, And yeah, that's really my first thing that I wanted to kind of share with you guys, because a woman can either build you or she can completely destroy you, And I've had a lot of relationships, even though I've just turned 26 this year. I started dating when I was 18, so essentially I moved out of my house when I was 18 already. I went to go live with a girl. She ended up cheating on me. Then I got into another relationship. I realized that this other person she was a great girl, but unfortunately it didn't work out. We wanted different things in our life. And so I ended that relationship. And so, I wanted to just say that depending on the girl, depending on who you're actually attracting, it makes a big difference. And I want to also share with you a story. So when I was 18, the whole reason that I ended up in this relationship where I did get cheated on, it kind of broke me, but it was good because it essentially made me realize that I was just seeking external validation, okay? So when you grow up, at least for me, and I know that this is probably the case for a lot of people, you essentially feel like a loser. Nobody has ever, you get some validation from, your parents, from friends and so on, but you feel like a loser. You don't really know yourself. You don't understand yourself. You don't understand what you want in life. You don't understand who you want to become. You don't really have role models that you look up to. And so the role models that I looked up to were just these guys on social media with these attractive supermodels and all of that stuff, the typical teenage dream, And I essentially was seeking the validation from girls, right? And as soon as I started getting the validation from women, I just lost all control of my senses. And so I ended up getting into a serious relationship with someone. It was just a really bad relationship. It wasn't really one that was in terms of it was toxic, it was like full of manipulation. There are people that can either bring the best out of you, and then there are people that can really bring the worst out of you, right? And so instead of understanding who I was as a person, I was basically just seeking the external validation from other people. And I never really thought that I was cool until I started picking up chicks, which was just not at all what you really want. So my next thing here that I wish I knew was to to try to prevent having too many things open in your mind. So essentially you can have, so your body and your mind is like a computer. And the more that we say maybe to things, or the more things that we accept, we kind of keep those things open in our mind. So I like to look at it like a tab in a browser. And when you say maybe to something, or you say, yeah, like maybe I'm going to do that later, or I want to become a football player. Like for me, it was I want to become a football player. I want to become a professional League of Legends player. I wanted to become so many different things, a salesman and all of these things, and a businessman. I was studying business. I realized that I had so many tabs open that I just couldn't focus. I felt lost. I had this feeling of brain fog 24/7. I didn't really know what I wanted. And in the end, I was just trapped in my body and trapped in my mind because I wasn't able to really pinpoint and focus and dial in and have that period of just full on focus where you just need to go towards a target. You know, like if you had a gun and you were at a range and there was just nothing to fire at, then you're just going to spray everywhere, right? But as soon as you have that target and you can just aim your sights, that is where you start to actually see success. And for a really long period, I just didn't have that. I had so many tabs open where I was just not able to focus. I wasn't able to really make progress in any area. I mean, I made progress in some areas, right? But those were the areas where I put my focus, and those things were just things that I didn't actually really want for my life. Like those things were like gaming, and yeah, like these things weren't actually what I wanted in my life, but they were just things that would distract me in the end. My fourth thing I wish I knew at 20 was, well, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so the way you do one thing literally like could be how tidy you keep your house, right? If it's orderly and things are in order, that's how you're probably going to treat other things in your life. So it kind of bleeds into everything. Because if you're like, I don't know, it's really funny because I never used to be a person that kept like my sock drawer and my underwear drawer in a very organized fashion, okay? And then I met my girlfriend and she essentially keeps everything very organized. And then it just kind of made me realize that it's true. Like even your sock drawer and your underwear drawer, like you should be keeping those things organized because they matter. Of course they do. Like everything in your life is a reflection. It's really just a reflection of like who you are as a person. The way you dress, the way you appear with other people, the way you speak to people, the way you act, like all of these things, they all count. So really, the way you even speak to like a waitress or a waiter or someone that is just there to give you service, right? You're not going to treat them disrespectfully. You're going to be respectful. You're going to tip them. You're going to be a nice person generally, right? My fifth tip or my fifth thing is if you don't have a plan, you'll become part of someone else's plan. I honestly think that it's something that you should pay attention to because look, I've had many opportunities in my life where people have invited me onto their journey and their path and they've said, look, I'm starting this business and I want you to get involved, I want you to help me out. Would you want to be like a setter? I've had like a couple of sales opportunities come my way, but the truth is that it's not actually what I want. It's not what I want to do. There is so many opportunities that might come your way, and just because you have nothing else going on and you have no other plan and you just don't really understand what you want to do right now, they will try to bring you on into their like journey, you know? And so it's normal to kind of think that this is what like most people do, because it is true. Most people do actually do that, because the goal of education is essentially work hard, get good grades, and get a job, go join a company and follow their instructions and their vision, and you can build something, right? But it's just so backwards, and it's gonna lead to a life that is just unfulfilled. Like, you're gonna feel unfulfilled. What you want to do is you want to build something yourself. You want to be involved in building a future that you're proud of. You want to be, like feeling like you're living, not feeling like you're just stuck in some rat race where you're just a cog in the machine, you know? Remember this: it is never too late to make fear your friend, your comfort zone the enemy, and let persistence be your companion in making your vision a reality. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.